sure you check out our new sponsor, The Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, back, Goodfellow Sports TV. We in the building. And apparently Chris Paul and James Harden had a heated argument after the Game 6 loss to the Warriors, but it was building up to this argument, and it all starts to sound like with Mike D'Antoni, to be honest. But let's kick it. We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button while missing the video. Keep sharing the videos, man. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there supporting the channel. Much love, and I appreciate all the support everybody giving us. And don't forget to check out our NBA playlist, NBA 101, live show, NBA Talk. I got to do a live NBA show, man. Hopefully coming right at you today, live and direct. But I'll link an article from Bleacher Report. Pretty much, Chris Paul and James Harden got into it about the distribution of the ball and the lack of ball movement. And pretty much, probably Chris Paul was the high hand. Well, he was the high hand in Game 6. And probably Chris like, man, you suck. In the playoffs, I had the high hand. I'm the clutch motherfucker, man. You see what you did last year when you was throwing up bricks. You know what I'm saying? We thought you was a brick mason last year. Not an all-star or MVP. Give me the damn ball and we win Game 6. And Chris Paul is known not to be liked around the NBA. He known as two-faced. He known that as that co-worker that act like he cool with everybody but go back and run and snitch to management. That's what they say Chris Paul is. Look up the Kenyon Martin interview with Colin Hurd about Chris Paul. So really don't nobody like Chris Paul around the league, no way. And at the end of the day, Chris Paul apparently had been going at Mike D'Antoni through the season to promote more ball movement around the offense instead of, going 1-on-5. Pretty much what Kobe said, that style of play where you isolation top of the key and go 1-on-5 and just do pick and rolls, that it ain't gonna work. Somebody gonna stop it. And apparently the Warriors are a good defensive team, and offensive team. So you needed ball movement, more the Princeton style offense at the top of the key or some type of back cuts and working James Harden off of screens. And we know one thing for certain is that Chris Paul is a true point guard. And pretty much what he was limited to was pretty much when James Harden on the floor was a spot up shooter, and Chris Paul know how to move the ball. He know how to find an open guy. So does James Harden. So there's a clash of styles there in Mike D'Antoni offense. Mike D'Antoni, he don't have the ability to make adjustments where, we're going to run Harden off a couple screens so they can't double and key in on him. And we had Chris Paul run the offense and hit Harden off a couple screens like Rip Hamilton and Reggie Miller. Or we going to run some plays for Harden to come off some curls, and we had Chris hit him coming off some curls so he can make a decision whether to drive it, shoot it, or dish it off. For the most part, they've been doing the same thing in Houston. I don't know why Mike D'Antoni ain't been fired. He talking about he want a 3-year extension. It's very redundant in their offense. Everybody know they trying to go 1-on-5 and pick and roll, and that's what they do, isolation basketball. It's not going to work. You got to have some ball movement and fluidity with the basketball throughout this offense. And now they didn't clash. And at the end of the day, at this point, what you do? Do you move Chris Paul and get less than market value? Do you move Clint Capella as well? At this point, Chris Paul, I don't, as men, we able to move past that. While people still harping on KD and Draymond, like shit. Me and my boys, we done went at it before, and then we didn't put on 2K, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, an hour later, or the next day later, and it's all Gucci, man. Men, we not supposed to hold on to shit like that. We say shit, we ain't supposed to get scorned where, you argue with your girl back and forth, you be like, bitch, and then she acts so hard, oh, you called me a bitch. No, like, we go back, like, you bitch, man, go back and forth, man. And we forgive each other. Even we go outside, square up, wrestle, play 2K, just let it go by. But we ain't holding on no shit like that unless it's catastrophic, unless it's about some money, or usually with a lot of dudes over a chick. A lot of dudes fell over a chick, but over some petty shit like this, it's a heat of the moment, heat of the battle. Depending on if he says some shit, that's off the wall. Round 3, Chris Paul will take it that far with James Harden. And if it's to the point where this can't work, well, you got two options. You can trade Chris Paul, or you can get rid of Mike D'Antoni and get somebody in there that can make it work. But at the end of the day, it's funny how they not blowing this story up on Undisputed or First Take, or even if the story it just dropped. It's funny how they ain't blowing this shit up. They still trying to break up the Warriors and shit. And everybody put their hope and faith in the Houston Rockets, praying to whoever they pray to that the Rockets beat the Warriors because they just some hating ass motherfuckers. Then had the Rockets beat the Warriors, they would have made it a narrative of or whatever they would have made it. Is the Warriors done yet? They trying to break up the Rockets because it can't be done on the floor. Look here, wasn't nobody in the media back in the day trying to break up the Lakers or Bill Russell when he was running 11, 12 rings or Jordan. Like, shit, let it happen. It'll naturally combust. It'll naturally blow up. Trust me, I've seen it happen before. I sat through Jordan, you know. I sat through the fucking the Lakers, the Spurs. It's going to bust. Nobody balls forever. You only can maintain. And in watching basketball, it's the same shit. It ain't never been a lot of parity. It never been parity in the NBA. It's been a handful of teams that can win a title, and that's something that the NBA should improve. But hey, it is what it is. I'll link that article in the description. Let me know what you think about the whole situation between Harden and Chris Paul clashing. Can Mike D'Antoni make it work? Which I can answer that for you. No, he ain't intelligent enough to make it work. He's white privilege at his finest in the NBA. When you want to talk about white privilege in the NBA, especially for coaches, all you got to do is, under the definition of that, is put Mike D'Antoni face in it. But hey, don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, muscle relaxer, rubber, much more. Website, promo code description. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. All those links in the description. Let me know how you feel. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, man. Best on